Good morning. This is Uncle P with Great Presbyterian Remunerations. It's a slot that wants to encourage you, to uplift you. Many of us are down and we don't know where to go. But when somebody is with you and feeling with you, we hope that it could get better and better, and we will thank God for everything. I would like for us to share the story of someone and find out where we stand. The story is of this young student who had gone to college on a sports scholarship. In high school, he had played so well and was admired by every college scout. When he finally graduated from high school, he was quickly admitted in some college to play basketball. This is an opportunity many young people look for in order to get into college. He and his family were excited at the tremendous opportunity given to this young man. He spent hours and hours to perfect his jump shots, slams and under-the-leg dribbles, and behind-the-back passes. In fact, basketball became his bread and butter. He lived it, dreamt it, and was considered a real asset to the school's basketball team. But on the day the college was to play its first game, he was left out of the team. He pleaded with the coach to include him in the team, but the coach was adamant. He thought the embarrassment was too much for him to bear. The team lost the game and failed to qualify for the state championships. That was not as important to this young man as his having been left out of the team. Basketball was for him almost everything. He adored it. It was his major focus in life. He could never have imagined himself out of the college team when everyone thought of him as the best. He stayed in his room all of that weekend, just crying like a baby for not being able to demonstrate his ability to the world. He had planned how he would meander through the thickest defense and slam dunk the Michael Jordan's way. That was not to be. He asked why God would allow something like this to happen. Basketball was what brought him to college, and through it, he has moved away from his poor home life, and now he could not play the way he had wanted. In desperation, he turned to his Bible, trying to find comfort. He turned the pages of the Bible and finally anchored on the 10 Commandments. As he read the first few verses, something struck him. God was telling him not to have other gods but He, for He is a jealous God and would tolerate the worship of no other God. This young man's worries had developed because he gave more thought to basketball than to God, who made everything. Basketball had become his God. With such a realization, his attitude immediately changed. He was later to get into the team. He was, however, no longer as excited as he was in the first instance, because something else had happened more important to him: his belief. he now had greater insight. He enjoyed the game. It was only a game and not a God anymore. How many of us are more like this young man? Perhaps all of us. Most of the time, our priority is with the things of this world. God is second place. When people see you spend a lot of time in the worship of God and you do it with devotion, they say you are nothing else. You have nothing else to do, or that you are gaining materially in your engagement. We always look at the physical when we do things. We worship our money, our property, our self-interest, our degrees before we thank God. God usually comes as an afterthought, that is, when we would have had the rest. It is written that we seek first God's kingdom and its righteousness, and all will be added to us. But see how our minds are full of worry over trivial things, and how God plays second fiddle. If we truly worship God and give Him a chance to demonstrate His goodness, He will always do it for us. But many times, we want to trust in our strength. When we fail, we blame someone instead of ourselves for not allowing the things of righteousness prevail. When the young man put his trust in God, his basketball career thrived. Before that, he was a nervous wreck. Never hurry God. Don't take over from Him the things He knows best to do. If you do, your whole life will be one of worry and blame. You would not live in peace with anyone, not even with God. Blame nobody for your failures. Blame yourself for trying to show how powerful you are, when in fact you are nothing. A word to the wise is sufficient. This is Uncle P with Great Presbyterian Remuneration.